Osman Hamdi Bey was an Ottoman administrator, intellectual art expert and also a prominent and pioneering painter. He was also an accomplished archaeologist, and is regarded as the pioneer of the museum curator's profession in Turkey. He was the founder of Istanbul Archaeology Museums and of Istanbul Academy of Fine Arts, known today as the Mimar University of Fine Arts. Early life. Osman Hamdi was the son of Ibrahim Edhem Pasha, an Ottoman Grand Vizier who was originally a Greek boy from the Ottoman island of Sakis, orphaned at a very young age following the 1821 Greek uprising there. He was adopted by Kapanide Husrev Pasha and eventually rose to the ranks of the ruling class of the Ottoman Empire. Osman Hamdi went to primary school in the popular Istanbul quarter of Beşiktaş, after which he studied law, first in Istanbul and then in Paris. However, he decided to pursue his interest in painting instead, left the law program, and trained under French Orientalist painters Jean-Élie Couteau and Gérôme and Gustave Boulanger. During his 9-year stay in Paris, the international capital of fine arts at the time, he showed a keen interest for the artistic events of his day. His stay in Paris was also marked by the first ever visit by an Ottoman sultan to Western Europe, when Sultan Abdulaziz was invited to the Exposition Universal by Emperor Napoleon III. He also met many of the young Ottomans in Paris, and even though he was exposed to the liberal ideas, he did not participate in the political activities, being the son of an Ottoman pasha who was loyal to the Sultan and did not challenge the old absolutist system. Osman Hamdi Bey also met his first wife Maria, a French woman, in Paris when he was a student. After receiving his father's blessings, she accompanied him to Istanbul when he returned in 1869, where the two got married and had 2 daughters. Once back in Turkey, he was sent to the Ottoman province of Baghdad as part of the administrative team of Midhat Pasha, who would later become an important reformer and the leading political figure among the young Ottomans who enacted the first Ottoman constitution in 1876. In 1871, Osman Hamdi returned to Istanbul as the vice-director of the protocol office of the palace. During the 1870s, he worked on several assignments in the upper echelons of the Ottoman bureaucracy. Career. Osman Hamdi exhibited 3 paintings at the 1867 Paris Exposition Universal. None seem to have survived today, but the titles were Repose of the Gypsies, Black Sea Soldier Lying in Wait, and Death of the Soldier. An important step in his career was his assignment as the director of the Imperial Museum in 1881. He used his position as museum director to develop the museum and rewrite the antiquities laws and to create nationally sponsored archaeological expeditions. In 1882, he instituted and became director of the Academy of Fine Arts, which provided Ottomans with training in aesthetics and artistic techniques without leaving the empire. In 1884, he oversaw the promulgation of a regulation prohibiting historical artifacts from being smuggled abroad, a giant step in constituting a legal framework of preservation of the antiquities. Representatives or middlemen of 19th-century European powers routinely smuggled artifacts with historical value from within the boundaries of the Ottoman Empire, often resorting to shadily obtained licenses or bribes to enrich museums in European capitals. He conducted the first scientific-based archaeological researches done by a Turkish team. His digs included sites as varied as the Comagene Tomb Sanctuary in Nemrut Dagi in southeastern Anatolia, the Hecht Sanctuary in Lagina in southwestern Anatolia, and Sidon in Lebanon. The sarcophagi he discovered in Sidon are considered among the worldwide jewels of archaeological findings. To lodge these, he started building what is today the Istanbul Archaeology Museum in 1881. The museum officially opened in 1891 under his directorship. Throughout his professional career as museum and academy director, Osman Hamdi continued to paint in the style of his teachers, Gérôme and Boulanger, the tortoise trainer. His 1906 painting, The Tortoise Trainer, broke a record in Turkey by being sold for the amount of $3.5 million in December 2004. The painting expresses a sarcastic innuendo on the painter's own view of his style of work compared to those of his collaborators and apprentices, and is also a reference to the historical fact of tortoises having been employed for illuminative and decorative purposes. By placing candles on the shell in evening outings during the tulip era in the early 18th century, the painting was acquired by the Sinan and Inan Kirak Foundation and is currently on display at the Pera Museum in Istanbul, which was established by this foundation. Modern researchers have identified the animals portrayed Testudo Greca ibera, a variety of the spurth-eyed tortoise. A reproduction of the painting appeared on the cover of the Bibliotheca Herpetologica issue in which the paper about the identification was published. Gallery. Paintings at the Pera Museum, Istanbul. Family. His daughter Nazlı Hamdi married an Ottoman diplomat, İsmet Cemal Bey, in 1912, and the couple had one daughter, Sinan Hamdi Sarc, who lived 99 years and died in 2012. Sinan Hamdi married Omar Celal Sarc, who was the rector of Istanbul University in 1932. She had one son, Faruk Sarc, who was born in 1933. He was the brother of Halil Adhem Eldem, who became the director of the Istanbul Archaeology Museums after his death, and served as a member of parliament at the Grand National Assembly of Turkey for 10 years under the newly founded Turkish Republic. He was the brother of Ismail Gürlü Bey, considered the founder of numismatics as a scientific discipline in Turkey. He was the granduncle of Sadat Haki Eldem, a renowned Turkish architect. He was the granduncle of Cemal Reşit Rey, one of the 5 pioneers of classical music in Turkey. Biography. Kaplumbağ Osman Hamdi Bey and Romani Emre Can, Carpi Yayınları, 2008. La Magistratura Istanbul, Elettra Stamboulis and Amp, Gianluca Costantini, 22, 2008. La Magistratura Istanbul, Elettra Stamboulis and Amp, Gianluca Costantini, Giuda Redazione, 2013. Documentary films. Osman Hamdi Bey, Kaplumbağ is a 2012 documentary film about the life and works of Osman Hamdi Bey, directed by Umut Hasifov Ziglu.